the Berkshire Hathaway Annual Shareholder Meeting 2020. This time it will be a virtual meeting for the first time ever, and that's due to the coronavirus pandemic, and there's lots of issues to be discussed at the annual shareholder meeting. The meeting will be chaired by two of the most legendary investors of all time, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. For those of you who want to watch it, it's on Yahoo Finance at 9:45 a.m. US time until 6 p.m. This is the first time that non-shareholders are actually able to watch the AGM, because historically you would have had to have owned a Berkshire Hathaway A-class share or a B-class share to enter the AGM over in Omaha. So Charlie Munger has come out and said they have a few businesses that won't reopen after the coronavirus, and it will be interesting to see them identify these different businesses and the reason they won't reopen. As well as that, then Munger came out and said that Buffett isn't receiving as many calls as he did back in 2008 from distressed businesses. So back in 2008, lots of companies called Warren Buffett because of the amount of cash he had for a bailout, and then would give him favourable terms to repay him in the future. He bailed out the likes of Goldman Sachs and General Electric during the 2008 crisis. We also want to know, as investors, the use of the cash pile, when they're going to put it to use, and what different stocks they will be looking at. So in the AGM, they hopefully will discuss this. So Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway are sitting on 128 billion of cash at the moment, an astronomical amount. Buffett will be prudent with the cash use. He won't go and spend it unless he can buy a company that's below its intrinsic value on the stock market. And he has cited the high prices in the market as the reason he's hoarded so much cash. But it is hard to find good value stocks at the moment, because central banks are pumping lots of cash into the economy, and investors are using this then to buy stocks, and it's driving up the valuations on these stocks and making them overvalued. Also, stock buybacks is another question that investors are going to have at the AGM. If you're getting some value from this video, can you smash the like button? The next point then that investors will be curious about are the stocks that Berkshire Hathaway hold in their investment vehicle. So the biggest question will be around the airlines. So Delta and Southwest Airlines are the two shares that are held by Berkshire. And Berkshire ended up selling off 13 million shares of Delta and 2.3 million shares of Southwest Airlines. Investors will be really curious to why they've trimmed back on these positions, and they were only made aware of it because they reduced their position below 10% of the holdings of both of those airlines. And when a company does this, they have to notify the SEC, and that's how it became public. As well as that, then investors will want to know about the 10 billion investment that Berkshire made in Occidental Petroleum. So they made this investment last year, and that was a bet on shale. Obviously this has absolutely tanked in the last couple of months, so investors will be curious about the current position of that investment and what Munger and Buffett are going to do about it. As well as that, then Geico is the insurance company that Berkshire Hathaway owns and have owned for a very long time. Investors will be interested to see what the float is for that. So this is the second largest automotive insurer in the US, and the float for that company is when an insurance premium is paid to an insurance company, and then they use this cash then to pay off any insurance claims. So there have been a couple of insurance claims in the last year, and investors will be really curious to see what that cash position looks like in the float for the insurance business. The next question then will be around Amazon. So Berkshire Hathaway invested into Amazon last year. People will want to see if they're happy with this investment now, and also if they're thinking about investing again. Amazon has absolutely rallied in the last couple of months with coronavirus because of the home deliveries they've done. As well as that, then Berkshire have also reduced their position in Wells Fargo by 14%. They've held Wells Fargo for a very long time, and people will be curious to see why they've decided to trim back on this one. The next question investors will have then will be around performance. So for the last couple of years, Berkshire Hathaway have trailed the S&P 500, and really that's because they are sitting on a lot of cash. They haven't exercised that cash to be able to get a good performance in different stocks on the market. As well, their earnings per share target for Q4 2019 was 253, and they fell well short of that, only earning 181. Shareholders want answers for why they fell so short in their earnings, and as well why they haven't used any of that 128 billion cash pool that they're sitting on. For those of you looking to invest like the best investors in the US, my video is popping up in the top corner, which will show you how to do that. So next question investors are going to have is around a successor. So could they name Buffett's successor on May 2nd? So it is tipped to be Todd Coombs, who is the CEO of Geico, the auto insurer. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune into Yahoo Finance on May 2nd at 9:45 to watch the Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meeting. Thanks. Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel now to stay up to date with the latest videos. See you soon.